This is Princey Seats channel, your preferred channel for most current and detailed content and information needed. You are welcome. If you are new, kindly subscribe and press the notification button for further updates. From all intel, money has dropped into Signatory account, Agitations from MFM on now meeting. Pay attention to this.
From all intel available, money has dropped into the signatories account. But because they haven't said it, and because we are not the grant handler, we still have some benefit of doubt to say, okay, maybe, maybe not. But from every indication, the money has dropped into the account. And it was not supposed to pass 24 hours after dropping without disbursement, meaning there is suspicion of something that is not good happening. And that is why the silence is sustained by them. And the silence benefits them. Whatever is happening, it is only very unfortunate that the way and manner we would have loved to shout and be heard, we do not have the funding to accommodate to those things.
Thank you so much, Prince, for your opening prayers. We really appreciate your coming out this evening for this meeting. The agitators in Grant community have different philosophies of how they go about their agitation. Primarily, they believe that silence, when there ought to be evidence, is bad, is sad, is evil, is satanic, is demonic, especially when we haven't gotten the result. Result is the only thing that will give us, that will silence all the noise, and everybody goes their way. But as far as that result is pending, you can never expect silence. Now, this is the approach, and all of us have different styles of approaching it. Some wait to be told. Some say we should cooperate with, let's say, the leadership of Grant community, those that are maybe fronting things. But some of us don't believe working with them is the right way, because working with them by history and in time past has shown us that they only end up manipulating us and using us against ourselves, and probably dividing our camp, using divide and rule. So they don't make us to be effective in fighting. Pressure group is pressure by definition and not pleasure. So don't expect us to be quiet. Even organizing this meeting like this is an agitation. That is why it's not how many times are they organizing meeting. No. The more noise we make, the more uncomfortable they are. Why is it that it is difficult for a mother to sleep if the baby is crying? Just by crying. The baby cannot beat her. The baby cannot kill her. The baby cannot do anything other than to cry. But that cry alone is difficult for the mother to sleep. That is the least we can do. Keep crying. Because we have called for funds for one or two things. Let us move. And the people that are even doing this against us are the people that we gave funds to. They have used the funds against us. And now we are here now gathering momentum and saying, no. Worst case scenario, let's keep on crying. Because this cry is not allowing them to sleep. If we allow them to sleep, meanwhile the baby is not satisfied, then that baby will not get anything that is good for the baby. At this point in Grant community, being quiet is being stupid, is being completely and totally stupid. If anybody tells you to calm down without evidence of disbursement, it is stupidity. That is why we refuse calls for calmness. We refuse calls for silence. We refuse calls to say, hey, why are you agitating? Why shouldn't we agitate? In the first place, they are not even managing us well. That is why I said their human management is zero and from the pit of hell. This is not people's management. And we subscribe for something we are not seeing the result. So being quiet is being stupid then. And we cannot
be stupid. We refuse to be stupid the way they see us. We want them to know by our meeting this evening and forthwith, we are not stupid. And if you want us to be quiet, that is stupidity and we don't accept it. There is a way you talk to someone knows you mean business. There's another way you talk, they know you don't want anything and they ignore you. But we want them to understand by the way we talk and challenge them that they can't sleep and they will not be able to keep us quiet until they give us what we are demanding for. From all intel available, money has dropped into the signatories account. But because they haven't said it and because we are not the grant handler, we still have some benefit of doubt to say, okay, maybe not. But from every indication, the money has dropped into the account. And it was not supposed to pass 24 hours after dropping without disbursement, meaning there is suspicion of something that is not good happening. And that is why the silence is sustained by them. And the silence benefits them. Whatever is happening, it is only very unfortunate that the way and manner we would have loved to shout and be heard, we do not have the funding to accommodate to those things. Be it the protest, be it newspaper publication, be it press conference. By now, what is holding this? By now, the press conference should have held. But you see us still struggling for funds, struggling for some things. All these are agitations. It is a way to say enough is enough. It's a way to say no. Even if you have the money, then disburse. But keeping quiet is shooting ourselves in the leg because they have promised you that it is the new minister that is appointed, which there is no such appointment. President Tinubu has not appointed any new minister for humanitarian anywhere. And the previous one is yet to be reconfirmed, if at all, or reinstated. But yet you can hear people speaking in affirmation that they are waiting for one blah. And they want to keep, making us feel, that, something is happening while nothing is actually happening. Other than maybe they want to, divert some of the funds through their own verified NGOs. Because these things are there. There were NGOs that were brought in that were not verified, and hopefully they want to change it with those or swap with those that were verified. There are voice notes to this. That attempts were made. In fact, changes were already made at CBN to remove verified NGOs and then putting on verified NGOs they brought in after and collected monies from. Then you expect us to be quiet. Quiet for what purpose when there is no disbursement? That is why we want to call you this evening to let's agree from this night to end the silence and keep making nothing but noise in Grant community. When I say noise, I mean targeted noise. Cries that does not allow the mother to sleep. Enough of their silence. Now, if they have this money and they keep quiet, does that not suggest that they are trying to rearrange something? Because there are some things we have heard behind the scene. Maybe government wants to pay part of the money, and then they want to pay part of the money to the NGOs. So based on this, some arrangements are being done. Keeping quiet with all these tendencies for arrangee is not comfortable for us, the agitators. Agreed, everybody may not buy into it, but the truth is the truth. Once there is silence, there is tendency for delay, and under that delay, some things even are ongoing. And these are the things we try to voice out. Because we believe that dying in silence is being stupid. And it is actually so. That is why we say no. We blow out anything we suspect. Even if we suspect it. That is why the reason for the proactiveness of some of the agitators. We don't wait until the thing has failed. We don't wait until it is country director that speaks. We speak before the country director because we don't know what the country director is cooking. And we're not interested in what they want to cook and tell us. What we know is that the right thing is not done. And until it is done, we don't keep quiet. Because before the country director speaks, there are things we are hearing. So we act based on intels and information since they don't even want us to hear anything. Is that not evil? Is that not demonic? You don't want to pass information across? Because you feel we are less than you. We are less than humans. So inhumane for them to treat us the way they have treated us. We believe strongly there is money in Signatory's account, and counting from Monday, they should start that disbursement. Because there is a CBN policy of somewhat that after 20th, the disbursement of such amounts of money cannot happen in that month. It has to move over to next month. And this is why we worry. The insensitivity of these people, this killing insensitivity, this gross stupid insensitivity is why we are questioning early enough. That is why we are shouting. So that when we get to 20th now, we didn't see disbursement. And then you start hearing love stories from 21st. You start hearing hyping from 22nd, 20 till the month ends. Then they now tell you that the CBA, it is bank, what do you call it now? End of month summary. Learn it from now that by 20th of every month or thereabout, if disbursement of such amount of money didn't happen at CBN, it won't happen that month again. Go and write it down. It will move to next month. CBN might not even tell you. Nobody might tell you. They will use excuses and hypes and love stories in which some of you just like to listen to their love stories and fables and stories for the dogs. Because that's what some of us enjoy. They tell you, give you one promise. They fake one voice note and release to you and you relax. You don't want to contribute money for the protest. You don't want to contribute money for the press conference. You don't want to partake in the publication. Next thing you say, you are tired of giving money for protest or for press conference or for this that they have taken. No, the money you actually gave, who did you give? Is it us that are agitating, or you gave it to the grant handler that's refused to give you money? And you gave him humongous amount of money. And they're now using that money to silence you, and you are believing in their silence. Is that us being stupid? If some of us are stupid, some of us too are not stupid. That is why we say no. Even if it needs a meeting for us to make our noise, because after this, the recordings will be released. Let them hear that we refuse this silence. This silence is from the devil. This is not a graveyard, for goodness sake. Grant community is not a graveyard that they always want us to be quiet, lock up the platforms, nobody should talk, blah. And yet bring the results you're not bringing. All you do is you hype through your foot soldiers, you hype through this, and they'll be telling us stories. And somebody will say it as if the person is the grant handler, that the woman promised that Monday she will arrive. Do you know the time you have to take off from America and then begin to fly down? Because when you fly, eastward, you are gaining time. Then you arrive in Nigeria, and then they say immediately the lady lands, she will go and sign, as if she will not rest, as if she will not come out of the jet lag thing before she resumes work. Who is fooling you? Who they mumu us like this? And because of that, we just went quiet, silent. Nobody's contributing to anything. We are not fools. And some of us have to say, only pray, only pray. Who told you that God didn't answer this prayer? So the stories they are bringing about, this person is sick, that person is sick, that person is sick. For us agitators, first, we don't believe it. It doesn't go down well with us. And even if it is true, agitation is the only thing that will still keep them on their toes. So don't tell us not to have meeting. Don't be stupid like that. Because you too, you ought to be an agitator as far as you do not see the money in your account. Stop telling us the agitators to calm down. Stop it. That is being stupid. Because you haven't seen the money yourself. You do not have the alert yourself. You're telling us to. Why do you tell us to calm down when you haven't even had your own? Rather than that, join us to make the noise. Delete whatever hopes and promises they are putting on the platforms. Because they're basically, as far as they haven't brought up, and these promises is not from official sources. Official sources only come out to create platforms and gather people there and say nothing. And they come out yes and debunk what we want to say or what we are trying to push. But they never say anything to show you they cannot manage people. I keep praying and saying, Lord, the day you bring us out of this inhuman treatment to fellow humans, I'll be a better Nigerian. Because I will know what it means to manage people. Because in fact, I already know. But when you see all these animals that came from somewhere in the bush coming to manage human beings and they don't know how to manage, they believe the best way is just keep them blank. You throw them general promises. Is it not Fela that sang animal won't dash me human rights? They think they know, but meanwhile they know nothing. Non-entities, I would say. Sorry, but I have to use because it shows that they don't know how to manage people. So you mean in all of their education, none of them is able to construct something well-meaning to tell the people. In the first place, they have lost all our trust. Who among them will speak today that we trust? Highest. There should be one of them, maybe among the signatories now, that should come out and tell us something that is solid and straight. But for them to join this thing of keeping quiet, we say, no. This is evil against all of us. So that is why we say in this meeting, end silence. We suspect to every amount of it that money had dropped into signatories' account. And once somebody like me confirms finally, not that I've not been told in some areas that money has dropped, but there is a place I'm looking for that ultimate information, which I don't have a doubt it has. But once I get it, I'll blow it open. They will see fire if they don't do anything from Monday tomorrow. Because this silence is killing and they're doing it deliberately against us. And because they know money has entered the account. How do I know even that money may have entered? They had only one document remaining. And that one document, they had found it. They have found it since last week. In fact, since week before last. They have found it. And they have sorted things out. So last week wouldn't have passed. I mean, the week ending Saturday yesterday should not have passed without disbursement. So that week definitely that just passed, money must have dropped. But that was the next thing that was to happen. And their silence confirms that money entered. Because I've tried to ask some areas, some questions, and they keep quiet. And I know, money has dropped. That's why they're keeping quiet, trying to arrange themselves with those their unregistered NGOs, or yes, some of them even have unregistered NGOs, which they want to use and multiply in CBN. You see one NGO, they want to give it many times, put it many times as CBN. See wickedness. These are the things we kick against. And that is what is causing maybe the present delay right now. And they're all keeping quiet because it's favoring them. Because after they have arranged themselves, and then maybe with the politicians who are also a part of this. So the three signatories and then the government committee, they have to be held accountable. We have to demand from them to disburse this money from tomorrow. That should be our cry and call. Like I said, why is it difficult for a mother to sleep when the child is crying, the baby is crying? Why is it difficult for her to sleep? It's because even if that child cannot hurt or kill the mother or beat the mother, that cry alone is going to make the mother uncomfortable. And that is why we are holding meetings like this. Our cause and cries is to make sure these people don't rest. And there is no rest for the wicked because they are wicked. They are wicked to keep quiet. So only one document was left. They found it. Last week should not have passed. That means they received money because as far as they found that document, the next thing was that within in fact, that money was next to drop. And after the money dropped, 24 hours shouldn't have passed without that money being disbursed. So we are hearing that government wants to pay some part of the money through CBN, maybe to subscribers. And then part of the other one, they want to give it to NGO. So in this process of this change, some RNG is taking place. Some RNG is possibly happening. And because it will benefit them. Because if I brought the money, I have to make sure I'm comfortable in the arrangement. This is why we say there is suspicion and allegation that some things happen. That's why they are all together quiet. But if that quietness exceeds today and tomorrow they don't commence disbursement, that means it confirms that behind the scene they have been, doing mago trying to, shortchange and take more money for themselves. There are some things definitely we can't do, but for noise making and then mobilization for any agitation, because once we can get some funds, agitation implementation is easy. Be it protest, be it press conference, be it publication is easy. And that is why we keep asking you, support us, support us, support us. The only difference for all these things is money. We cannot make only mouth, we cannot say only things, talking. Yes, it's good agitation, because the noise does not allow them to sleep and rest. And God will never allow them to rest as far as they owe us this disbursement. So I put it to you right now as I want to end the speech, that this silence confirms that money has entered the signatory's account. And secondly, from tomorrow, they must commence disbursement, because by 20th of this month, it may not be possible to disburse that money again for this month. And from 21st, you're going to start hearing love stories. Oh, the grant is sure. Oh, disbursement is at our doorstep. Oh, they are working so hard. Oh, it's already done. It's a done deal for how many months? We are not stupid, please. I will open the floor and ask for a few people to talk about this. Instead, we are addressing the signatories to disburse our money this night. And then we are mobilizing. Go back and make payments to all those. Different people are handling different things. Press conference people are there. Protest people are there. Publications are there. Go contribute. Just keep helping. We cannot keep quiet altogether. Otherwise, they'll just take us for a ride. Before you know it, this year will end. Because the people we are trusting, they are comfortable. They don't feel the hardship the way you are feeling it. So if you are waiting for someone who is very comfortable to work for you, you are stupid. Sorry to say it, but you are stupid, because the person doesn't feel what you're feeling. We are talking about human beings, so he will not act the way you think he should act. Before he remembers to act for you, he has forgotten you for 4 or 5 days, for the week to pass, and it will still take your reminder for him to remember what to do for you. Is that the person you're going to be trusting and say, he has promised me, they will definitely do it? If they want to talk about it, let them tell you when. If they want to talk about it, let them tell you that the money dropped into signatory's account. If they want to talk about it, let them bring out the template that they are going to use. If they will sign MOU, let them bring MOU. Which one are they saying foreign company that are here working is stupidity? Let them tell that to Mumus. Foreign company working with you to do what? That is nonsense. All right, I bring that to an end at this point. I expect your contributions, but call out and shout out to the signatories and the government committee. These are the CBN to disburse our money, that we don't want to hear that 20th passed. We don't want to hear. So let them commence tomorrow. We don't want to hear that 20th passed. That anything that passes that 20th, whatever they like, let them take, but we will not accept their love stories and their promises and that it's a done deal. We tell them in advance so that they know from 20th, any story they want to tell us, let them keep it to themselves. It is stupidity. But for them to brainwash us with those promises and hypes, we will not take it. We tell them that from tonight. Good evening. Thank you very much, Secretary. You can open the floor for those that would like to make contribution.
Okay. Thank you very much, Capacity, for that charge. Please, if you have contributions to make to this appeal, and also raise up your hands so that you'll be allowed to speak.